this morning, Jeff Passan, he put out his piece that explores the free agency picture in Major League Baseball for the upcoming season. The title of the article is Early MLB Free Agency Intel, Tucker, Imayi, Schwarber, and more. And there's not a lot of names here that are linked directly to the Dodgers, but I do want to start with the Japanese players that he discusses. And we've talked about Munetaka Murakami quite a bit on this show, but I want to talk about a pitcher, Tatsuya Imayi. And this is a guy that has continued to turn heads, continued to build a buzz. He's someone that the Dodgers could go after, and it makes you wonder if they were going to want to invest a lot in another pitcher. But Tatsuya Imayi is pretty incredible. He really is. I mean, he's 27 years old. He's 5'11", 154 pounds. He throws gas. He's kind of like Yamamoto-ish in the way he uses fastball, because he can sit at 95, 96, but he can pump it up to 98 to 99 when he wants to. He's got a nasty slider, nasty changeup, a splitter, a curveball. He throws a sinker. So like a lot of Japanese pitchers, he has a dynamic array of pitches, a deep repertoire. And Imayi, he is someone that I think could benefit from the success that Shota Imanaga and Kodai Senga and Yoshinobu Yamamoto have had in this league, in that those dudes aren't Shohei's height. They're not 6'4". They're 5'10", 5'11", and Yamamoto and Senga are actually shorter than Imayi. So he, at 5'11", 154, maybe a couple years ago, before those guys had success, there might be more doubts about if he can withstand the rigors of a Major League Baseball season. But now we've seen there's plenty of examples of Japanese pitchers that are under 6 feet that are great. Like I said, Yamamoto, Imanaga, I mean, Kodai Senga. Kodai Senga is someone that when he's on, he's great. He's a little on the taller side. He's like 6'1", but Shota Imanaga and Yamamoto, they're guys that are under 6 feet. So all those guys, though, collectively, they're like not the ideal height, right? They're not 6'4", they're not 6'3". Senga, the tallest of the bunch, but then you got Yamamoto and Shota Imanaga. So it's going to be interesting to see what this guy could fetch on the open market, because results-wise, Imayi has a 1.5 ERA this year, 159 strikeouts, 37 walks. He's allowed just 4 home runs in 143 2/3 innings. And yes, you've got the dead ball in Japan. You don't see as many long balls in the NPB, but still, if you look deep into his numbers and the way his stuff plays, the velocity, the movement, the spin rate, this guy has big league stuff. Does he have the ceiling and upside of a Yoshinobu Yamamoto? I don't think so, but he's someone that I think have a really good career here. He's still young, too. He's still 27. And a lot of MLB teams have been out to scout him. You've got 20 major league scouts were at his last start on Tuesday. And during that start, he had 10 strikeouts and he gave 2 hits and a shutout. So that's an impressive game to scout. The question is, what kind of money will he get? There's no way, in my opinion, that he has the upside to ink a deal like Yamamoto's at $325 million. But who knows? Jeff Passan says one insider within the executive offices said that he could get a deal upward of $200 million. So $200 million is a lot. There's also some talk it could be more of the $150 million range. Maybe a deal like Patrick Corbin's in 2018, a 6-year, $140 million range. There's some other scouts that said $80 million was where he was going to be. So that is a very wide range of offers, of potential contracts, depending on who you ask. I mean, you had people saying as low as 80. You had some people saying as high as 200. And we'll see. I mean, look, you can never count out the Dodgers, and we don't know what their needs are going to be specifically right now, because if your rotation stays intact like it is, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, Yamamoto, all those guys stay healthy, then you're doing pretty well. You got 4 surefire game 1 starter ace-level pitchers in your top 4 spots. And then Roki Sasaki, I think, is just, I mean, it's tough. We talked a lot about him yesterday. I mean, it's very difficult to even kind of assess his future right now. But I don't think you can bank on him to be a guy that you can trust every 5th or 6th day in that rotation. I think that's just unrealistic right now. We'll see if there's something medically that they're going to kind of revisit or discuss or address in the offseason. But clearly, he's not right because the fastball looks nothing like it did in the NPB. And yes, you got some more whiffs on it. And he has improved a little bit, but not enough to say, hey, he could pitch in the bigs. Dave Roberts said yesterday that you're probably not going to see him pitching at the big league level for the rest of this season. And that's because the command and the velocity just isn't where it needs to be to have that conversation. So that's very disappointing. But yeah, that's a name. That's a name that you want to familiarize yourself with for sure. A name that is going to start to generate some buzz. Tatsuya Imayi of the NPB plays for the Seibu Lions. So that's one. Other Japanese stars, we talk about Murakami as a potential third base option. Now, the skinny on Munetaka Murakami, we did an in-depth deep dive on him a few months ago, and we know he's got the power. The issue with him is he strikes out a lot. He misses pitches in the zone. And defensively, he's just not a great fit for the Dodgers because everyone's trying to make him out to be a third baseman. Most insiders believe that he's a first baseman, a DH, and possibly a corner outfielder. So the Dodgers could theoretically have a spot open in left field, but that would be a project for Murakami, and he's got to want to play that position too. Remember, he has to want to be here, and who knows, he might want to be somewhere where he could be a DH, where he could be a first baseman. San Diego could be a possible option. But, hey, this guy's an absolute slugger. 6'2", 213 pounds. And in the NPB, they average a home run every 60 plate appearances. That is definitely on the low side. And he's hit 15 and 138 this year, even dealing with the injury. So that's a home run every 9.2 plate appearances. So just think about that. The average in the league is 1 home run every 60 plate appearances. Murakami hits 1 home run every 9.2 plate appearances. That's elite power in any league. He had 56 home runs a couple years ago. He passed Sadaharu O's single-season home run record. That was an epic record that the NPB and Japanese baseball fans had treasured for so many years. It had stood since 1964, so that alone kind of vaulted him into legend status in Japan. And the question is, like I said, the defense, the health, how teams view him. You kind of look at this Dodgers team this year and you kind of make you wonder, do you really want another boomer bust type of hitter? I'm sure they would consider it for sure. It would come down to his buy-in on the defensive side and what they're going to do with Max Muncy as well. Because, I mean, Max Muncy, they're probably going to pick up that club option for sure. I mean, there is a world that I know just interviewing Max Muncy, I know that Max Muncy, he would not want that 1-year, $10 million deal alone. Like, because if they didn't pick it up, I think he'd get more in free agency, especially if he comes back and hits well. And I know that he wants to finish his career with the Dodgers. I remember last year he said that even if they traded for Arenado, that he'd be fine just being on the bench. Like, he wants to be a Dodger, but I also think he wants something close to fair market value. And his last couple of deals, he's definitely gave the team a discount. There's another name to know from Japan. That's Okamoto. And Okamoto is a little older than the other two. He's 29, plays for the Yomiuri Giants. I actually got to see him firsthand. And he's someone that he hits for average in the NPB, 314. He takes his walks, 11 home runs and 201 plate appearances, so doesn't really have that same level of power. He's projected a contract in the $50 million range. This is not a guy that I think, I mean, you want to know all the names, I'll tell you all the names, but I don't think this is a name that the Dodgers will have that much interest in, especially because, I mean, he's a first baseman outfield. He does play third base. He's a right-handed batter, but yeah, I don't think this is someone the Dodgers will be heavily invested in. Now, other names that Jeff Passan talked about, obviously Kyle Tucker. So Kyle Tucker is interesting just because a couple of months ago, there was a report that the Dodgers were interested in potentially signing him. And Tucker, he had an awful July. He had a 572 OPS in his first 26 games after the All-Star break. So he definitely wasn't a major slump, but he has been a top 15 hitter in baseball over the last couple of seasons. He's going to get paid, though. I mean, he's going to turn 29 in January. He's looking for a $350 to $400 million deal. He's someone that wants Mookie Betts like money. And he's, it'd be tough to imagine the Dodgers after signing Teo to that $66 million deal. You still have Edman under contract. You have Andy Paz emerging. If Kyle Tucker would really be an option, unless you would want to move Tommy Edman to the infield really full time and then open up a spot there. So I don't really see the Dodgers as major players for him. I really don't. Because, I mean, to kind of get the Dodgers to really go crazy for you, like Mookie or Shohei, guys like that, it's like you got to be great and you got to bring the other stuff. And I'm not just saying that. This is from what I've heard from people that make these decisions inside this organization. And we're talking about branding, jersey sales, putting butts in the seats, marketability, that kind of stuff. And Kyle Tucker, let's be honest, he just doesn't have that sizzle that the Dodgers look for when it comes to giving guys $300 million. Great player, not so sure it's a great fit for the Dodgers. Alex Bregman's an interesting one that he talks about. He signed a 3-year, $121 million deal with the Red Sox the night before spring training, but he has an opt-out, so he can leave. And if he does, he immediately becomes one of the most sought-after free agents. He's going to be 32. We know the baggage with the Astros and him being a cheater. I don't see it happening, but the Dodgers could be in the market for a third baseman. We'll see. And we'll see how this year plays out. If this year plays out where things happen bad, I mean, Bregman is a guy that can get his bat on the ball. He's definitely been one of the best hitters in the last couple of seasons. I mean, really for longer than that. Since 2017, he's been one of the best hitters in baseball. Will the Dodgers shake hands with the enemy like that? I don't know. Maybe at his press conference, he can have his Astros ring in a blender and just blend it and just make it explode or blow it up in front of everyone. And, Dodgers fans can boo him for 81 times a year. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. Other guys on the list, Cody Bellinger can opt out. And Bellinger, he's going to be one of the best bats on the market, really. If he turns down that $25 million player option, that includes a $5 million buyout, he's someone that, hey, Bellinger's had a good year. He's on pace to have his most home runs and RBI since his MVP season. The defense, not as great as it was, but the defense still plays. I mean, he can still play multiple positions, and offensively, a 129 weighted runs created plus. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, he definitely proved that he can hit again. I'm just laughing because I'm like, am I talking myself into Cody Bellinger? Not necessarily saying that, but I mean, Belly's been good. Like, Belly is still, he's still pretty young. He's going to be 30, but I mean, what kind of deal is he looking for? It's kind of my question. Like $100+ million deal. Does he want a deal kind of like the Chris Bryant deal that he signed with the Rockies? I'm just curious to think about kind of what he's after. He's played mainly left field this year, but he's also played center field and right field, so all three outfield positions. He's played 4 games at first, so he brings you that positional versatility that the Dodgers covet. And then defensively, he's been above average. He's 6 outs above average. So Bellinger's a ball player, man. Like, say what you want about the dude. He's a ball player. And remember the strikeouts? Dude, he's striking out at a 13.2% clip. That is a career best. Not hitting the ball is hard, and the average exit velo is not elite, anything like that, but definitely has adjusted. He really has. He's an 837 OPS this year, which is really, really solid with 27 home runs. So he could be like a 30 homer guy for you that plays above average defense. So, hey, I don't know. Like the way this season's going, I'm starting to like really just like have wild thoughts about roster construction, about how to shake things up. And we'll see. I mean, if Tommy Edman continues to get injured in center field, I mean, do you really? And Andy Paz is not a future center fielder. Like he's just not. It makes you wonder. Do you have to kind of consider that? That's another thing to consider. Also, I want to throw this one out there, and I'm dead serious about this one. Kenley Jansen is going to be a free agent, and Kenley Jansen has been really good. And let's not forget, Kirby Yates is going to be gone. Michael Kopech, if he has a really good September and October, I think he could earn himself some good money. I remember talking to Kopech, and he told me that he wants to try being a starting pitcher again, so we'll see if he tries to pursue that. But you're going to lose those guys for sure. And then, who knows? I mean, Kenley, like, can you imagine if Kenley was on this team right now? Like, he would definitely be one of the most trusted relievers. And he is, as Jeff Passan points out, he is old reliable. And he is going to have his first sub-3 ERA season since 2021. And he's not as dominant or as elite as he was at the peak of his powers because he was just so good that, I mean, Kenley at his best was all-time great level stuff, but he's still really effective. I mean, he really is. And the reason why I would consider Kenley Jansen back with the Dodgers is because you're losing those guys that we talked about, and he would love nothing more than to be a Dodger, and he would give them a team-friendly deal. He still lives in L.A. He's still, I think, inside loves the Los Angeles Dodgers. He'd want to finish his career with the Dodgers. We're talking about a guy that could be a Hall of Famer one day as a reliever. He, without a doubt, is the best Dodgers closer all time when it comes to just overall stats. Sure, roided out Eric Gagne was better at the peak of his powers when he was on the juice, but Kenley Jansen, 12 years for the Dodgers, 12 years for this organization, and he racked up 350 saves. He's at 391 saves in the National League, 81 saves in the American League. Who knows? I mean, year with the Dodgers, last month the Angels, maybe you get to 500 saves. I mean, that's pretty serious stuff. And like I said, it would come at a team discount, and I think that if you're Andrew Friedman, he's probably not going to want to sign relievers to big multi-year deals after what we've seen with Tanner Scott. So that is Thursday's Dodgers rumor session, and I want to get all your takes about the guys we talked about. No, that's a lot. But remember, every Thursday is focused on the future, the rumors, roster of the future, and I know you guys love that stuff. So, yeah, it's fun to think about, fun to talk about.